morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Fumble Live. I'm so glad you're here. Happy Taco Tuesday. We have so much to talk about today. We're going to start off with Jalen Green, who is still mad that he wasn't picked number one, although he didn't want to go to. Anyway, it's a lot. We're going to get into that. Plus, Joel got the bag, but they're still going to keep Ben Simmons in Philly, it looks like. So we're going to figure out what their intentions are, how this is supposed to work. But before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell if you haven't already. Share this with your friends so they can get involved, and we're going to talk to you in the chat as well. But let's meet the Fumble Squad. You guys, I'm Jackie Ray. You can follow me on all things social media at JRay the Fanatic.
It's your boy Chris. You can find me everywhere at CK2K.
Every time you say your CK, I'm gonna do it. Somebody, I don't know who you were, I forget. Somebody DM'd me yesterday and put a sound effect and was like, you can use this on the show. I thought about putting in my soundboard and then pressing the button, but I figured that would freak out. So I just didn't do it. But shout out to you. If you're in the chat right now, let me know who you were, because I meant to remember your name, but I totally forgot. Shout out to you for sending that sound effect. That was super dope. But before we get into the need to know news, Chris, I want to ask you, because you remember we talked yesterday and I asked you specifically, do you think the Grizzlies would hang on to Patrick Beverley, or do you think that they would trade him? It's official. The Memphis Grizzlies are trading Patrick Beverley to the Timberwolves for Jared Culver and Yancho Hernangomez. I always mess up his name. So how do you feel about that?
Bro, that is a come up for Pat Bet. Like, when I saw that deal, I couldn't believe what I was reading, because Jared Culver, he hasn't been as impressive being, I think he was the 4th overall pick in that draft. I don't remember where he was. It was really high. It was a top 5 pick. He hasn't been as impressive, but he's still very young. And then that's just what the Grizzlies have been doing. His best asset has been his defense. So, and then on top of that, they get Juancho Hernangomez, and he's a good offensive. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like they got two good young pieces for Patrick Beverley. I don't know. Congratulations to the Grizzlies. I don't know what the Timberwolves are trying to do, but I was wrong. I thought they were going to keep him, but there they go. I'm not upset about being wrong about that. I ain't going to lie to you, because I like the Grizzlies got a better deal.
I absolutely think they got a better deal, but I absolutely think that this was in the works before they even picked up Pat Bet. They were like, for a day, and then we're going to push him off. But I'm with you. Like, these two players, I don't think that no, the Grizzlies won in this. Patrick Beverley is not
right.
Whatever. I assume somebody who's being paid the big bucks over there, they know what they're doing. This is what we're not going to do. What I'm not going to do.
Right.
Yeah, I would never have done this, but y'all go ahead. We'll see how this one works out. But let's get into this first need to know news, because this one is very, very interesting to me. So, like I've been saying, if you've watched any of the stand-ups we've done or any of the conversations we've had about Jalen Green, before the draft, we knew that Jalen Green really believed that he was the better player between himself and Cade Cunningham. He said that he should have gone number one, and he believes that. So when Detroit faced the Rockets, of course, there was that little stare down. And then immediately following that, he told the reporter, like, I should have went number one. I still believe that. And I'm playing with the chip on my shoulder. I love this. I love good, clean, wholesome shade. But I'm wondering if it's leveling up a little bit, because I want you to take a look at this post as to what he said, because it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. He says, I wanted to be the number one pick, but as for the location, I didn't want to be in Detroit. I felt a lot more comfortable in Houston. It felt like a real homey environment with Detroit. It felt like I was just going back to the G League bubble, and I just got out of the bubble. That's pretty much what it was. In the G League bubble, I didn't really have anything to do but just stay in the gym. I didn't have any time to get away from myself. The only time I had to get away for myself was in my apartment. That's what it felt like in Detroit. I would have been stepping outside in Detroit. There are not many things you can do in Detroit like that. You're going to stay in the gym and then go back to your apartment. So my thing is, you feel like you should have went number one, but going number one means you should have go to Detroit. But you don't like Detroit, and you're saying everything shady about Detroit. But you wanted to be in Houston, but to go to Houston, you had to go to. Why are you talking, sir?
I love it. I mean, I think he's doing a good job of making sure we know and showing his petty bone, like, I should have been the number one overall pick, but at the same time, not pissing off Houston fans by being like, but look, I got the better deal because Houston's where it's at. I couldn't live in Detroit because he ain't got no stakes in Detroit no more. The draft passed. He didn't go first. So he don't have to sit there and compliment Detroit like that. That's not his city. His city is Houston. So I think he's doing a great job in letting it be known that he feels like he's the best in the draft. He should have been first, but also not piss off the Houston fans. So I ain't mad at him. I love how many times he said Detroit. I thought that was the funniest thing. There's nothing I could do in Detroit. I wouldn't step outside in Detroit. Detroit's like, I was like, he said Detroit like 5 times. Like, we get it, bro. We get it. So I think he did a good job trying to keep both sides happy, but also because Jalen Green is a very, very petty guy. We're going to see this as his career goes on. I love Jalen Green. He's my favorite prospect of this draft. So I think this is just the beginning of what's to come with this guy in the draft. He's fun. He's going to be a fun guy. So I think he did a good job in teetering on both sides. I should be first, but Houston, I love you.
I mean, I love me some petty. I didn't realize Jalen was this petty. So maybe he's going to develop into one of my favorite players because if he keep talking like this, he's going to give us so much content, and I'm here for it. But fans were not. Fans felt some type of way about what – first of all, I don't like this list at all. This one says the top 5 most hated in Detroit. Number 1, Jalen Green. Number 2, how he go for – all these people have been around, and you can put Jalen – he just got – okay. Number 1 is Jalen Green. Number 2 is Aaron Rodgers. Number 3, Matt Patricia. 4, Jim Joyce. But look, why is Blake? I understand it, y'all, but come on, let's get over some things.
You know why.
Right? But I get it. But come on, let's move on. It's a new day. We done gone through 2020 and 2021. Take Blake off the list. Y'all know I got love for that man. Take him off the list.
But look, if Blake didn't dunk for 2 years for the team, and then his first game back with the Nets, he dunks, I'd be salty too as a Detroit fan. I can't get mad at him. Like, at least he's 5th. At least he's 5th. Like, if he was higher on the list, I'm completely with you. Like, that's beyond petty. That's just stupid. But at least they still got to mention him because I'd feel kind of way too. I'd feel the type of way.
I mean, Blake, you handled that right. Don't listen to these crazy fans. Let's go on to this next fan reaction. Said Jalen Green has talked about Detroit more than he has his own team. He said the same thing you did. Detroit. You're right.
Detroit.
Let's go to this next one. I think I have one more. Yes. Never wanted Jalen Green, and his garbage comments about Detroit reinforces that. Cade better than Jalen. First of all, I don't know if they were garbage comments. I don't know if any of you have ever been to Detroit, but he didn't say nothing wrong about Detroit. Y'all do with that what you want. This is my favorite one, though. Says Jalen Green, I'm going to light the Pistons up every single game we play for not taking me in first in the city I never wanted to live in anyway, that I wanted to be in. Like, bro, what are you talking about?
I love that. That's the best one. That was the best one.
Hands down, the best one. I love this, though, and I just want to see how this rivalry plays out. One of the things we talk about all the time is how the league has kind of gotten soft and guys are exchanging jerseys after the game, and there's no, that old school fight where it really was the bad boy Pistons, beating up everybody. I love this kind of rivalry. I just hope it grows. Do you think it'll grow into something that we can really be like, oh, they might go? I don't think it'll ever get that far, though.
Yeah, I don't think so either. The problem is, at the end of the day, Cade and Jalen are homies. They played AAU together, so I don't know if it's ever going to go that far. I mean, maybe the battle of Jalen Green and Detroit might go that far because, of all the comments, and they're going to still feel a type of way. We know how Detroit fans are, so that might go the distance. But as far as him with any other player, I don't think it's going to. The Cade versus Jalen thing, I don't think it's ever going to be like actual like beef. I think it's just going to be more about the stats against who had the better stats every time they play each other. That's about it. Yeah,
I think Blacklight Zen went too far in the chat. He says he's got a Jordan-esque psycho quality to him. Talking about Jalen?
Jalen?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm ready to go that far.
Look, I think Jalen Green at the end of his career, we're gonna be talking about him up there with a lot of names. I don't want to get too crazy with it, but to say that comment, I don't know if I'm co-signing that just yet. But maybe he's ahead of us. His name is what was it? Blacklight Zen. So he's probably way more Zen than we are. So maybe he sees something we don't see. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I like Jalen, and I'm just like you said, they're friends. I bet they're even calling each other at some point and be like, okay, let's
for sure.
This up. For sure. I'm not mad at this one at all. Do you think that I don't think anyone in Detroit cares that Jalen's not there, obviously. But if he was there, you think they would be just as happy with it, right? It's not like there's this loyalty to either rookie right now, right?
I think there would have been a little bit more of a question because everyone just like everywhere you turn the channel on, it was Cade Cunningham was supposed to be number one. So because a lot of Detroit fans, they're probably a little bit casual, so they wouldn't know much about Jalen Green. So they'd probably be initially upset, but as the season would go on, they would see, oh yeah, we're fine. So I don't know. I think they would be upset at first because they were expecting Cade.
That's what they expected. Yeah. All right. So let's go down to this next need to know news item, because this one is going to be fun to talk about for me, because this is what was supposed to happen, in my opinion. Early on, I thought maybe, actually last year, I thought maybe 76ers should stick with Ben. But then we had this last season, and I'm like, nah, he got to go. So what a difference a year makes, right? So crazy, I'm excited for Joel. Yeah. So I'm excited for Joel in this one because the 76ers have decided that he is their future, at least for right now. I'm going to show you this post and look at how excited he is right now. It says Joel Embiid isn't going anywhere. He's so straight-faced. And then when he goes to sign that contract, that's when the smile comes up. And the reason the smile comes up then is because this is a SUPERMAX 4-year deal worth $196 million. The crazy thing, though, is based on the contract that he's in now, he'll earn a total of $261 million through the 2026-27 season because of his extension and his current contract. Now, in my head, this means that Ben Simmons has to go because it's clearly not working out the way that you thought that it would. But if these rumors are true, that might not be the thing. It says, since the Sixers season ended, the team has kept a watchful eye on the status of Damian Lillard in Portland. It would be fair to say that the goal is less to trade Ben and more to acquire Damian Lillard. Now, when I first saw this, I was like, oh, no, hell no. Ben got to go. But then I thought about it, and it wouldn't be a horrible idea because you could move Ben to the power forward position. Dame could be the point and Joel could be the 5. That might work. I've always said that Ben's probably just not the best at the point guard position. But Chris, what do you think about this?
First, I want to talk about Joel Embiid in that picture because that as a man with long hair, I know that look, especially the one where he's kind of smiling to the side. That's I just got up and I'm signing this sheet of paper hair because that thing was matted up. So he was laying down. Look at his side. Look at him. You see what I'm talking about? He was laying down on the back of his head. His eyes, he got the sleep in his eyes. I just want to say, Joel Embiid, you just signed a big old contract, and that's what we're going to be looking at you at. Anyways, congratulations, Joel Embiid. But yeah, with the Ben Simmons thing, I definitely I think they just reworded it to try to make it a little bit nicer on Ben Simmons, but in no way, shape, or form can they put – I know they have assets and blah, 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 but there's no way that you make a trade for Damian Lillard without including Ben Simmons. There's no way. It just makes too much sense for both sides.
Price for Ben, though. They're asking too much for Ben, and they don't want to lower what they're asking. So how you can't make that trade work if you're not going to lower, because it would literally have to be almost like a fair swap at that point. And Damian's still the better player, in my opinion.
Right.
So how do you make that trade work?
Yeah, so I guess that's probably the harder part about it, because then it's like you obviously make that swap, but then like you're saying, the Sixers then be like, all right, we'll take Damian Lillard and we'll take one of your second round picks. Thank you. Like that I don't think that's how it's gonna go. But I think with them changing the verbiage and them changing the words around by saying now they're trying to acquire Damian Lillard, then they're trying to make it look like that they're not backing down. Like, oh yeah, we was trying to get a lot, but now we realize that Damian Lillard is that missing piece, so we had to do what we had to do. I don't know, but to me, if there's a world where they're able to get Damian Lillard and not swap Ben Simmons, that'd be fantastic. Shout out to Elton Brand. He'd be the goated GM in the league or president in the league right now, because that would be some crazy finagling. That's Lakers status, Pau Gasol finagling if they got that done. But they're gonna have to bow down a little bit if they're trying to get Damian Lillard, and I don't think that's a bad idea. I think it's a good swap both ways. Ben Simmons to Portland and Damian Lillard there. So we'll see what happens with that. But I'm very interested in this. I want to see if this one ends up going through.
I don't think that's a good look for Portland, though, because
Why
you
not?
don't get this. Because Ben is Ben, and Damian goes out there.
But here's the difference. Now, Ben Simmons is not good with Joel Embiid. We've talked about that for years on this show. It just does not work. The two of them don't make sense. Now, Ben Simmons goes to a team where he has the bigs, but they have a lot more shooters. Norman Powell, CJ McCollum. These are guys that they can create their own shot, and Ben Simmons just has to be the point guard. I say it all the time. You got to build a team with Ben Simmons like Dwight Howard with the Magic back in 2008. Just him and shooters. So let Ben Simmons do, because he's still an all-star and he's still young. The dude is one of the best defenders in the league. He can still get to the hole. I understand Ben Simmons was very bad last year in the sense of him not being able to score, but at the same time, he's still an all-star guy. And I feel like you continue to go in the direction that team's going. Robert Covington, CJ, like they got shooters with Ben Simmons there. They don't really fall off too much because at least they still have an all-star on the team. And obviously Damian Lillard, I feel like Damian Lillard and Joel Embiid, we don't even need to talk about that because that's championship contending off the jump. I don't care who else is on that team. So I just feel like Ben Simmons over there with the Portland Trailblazers, it's a better situation than Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. That is just not working. It does not work. They both need the paint. It does not work.
So Kevin Lang in the chat seems to agree with you. He says, well, how many assists does Damian Lillard, average? But the thing that I've always said about Ben is his assist, his rebounding, his shooting has been declining every single year since 2018. So I'm not saying that he couldn't work somewhere else, because I've always said that sometimes where you are, it just doesn't work. And when you're in a new system, you really are rejuvenated. But that means he still has to overcome whatever is going on with him mentally.
Still has to shoot. I agree. Yeah.
He can't just go someplace else and be, there's still things that are going on with him he needs to fix. And you just taking the problem with you if you don't fix that. So with Joel, though, let's say that you're right, which I think you probably are, that they don't get Dame. Can Joel be the savior for that team? Because he kind of has to do it by himself with the state that Ben is in mentally right now, to me.
You mean if they get rid of Ben Simmons, but they don't get a Damian Lillard to get some?
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh boy, I don't know, man. Joel Embiid is definitely an alpha. We saw that this year. This was probably his best season of his career, if not it was, because it was an MVP caliber season until he got hurt. I definitely do think so. It's just because of his injury problems, he needs someone else to be there with him. Tobias Harris, bless him. I love Tobias Harris, but he is perfect in his spot as that third option. I don't think he should be moved up to the second guy to help out Joel Embiid. No, he needs that other all-star caliber player. In Damian Lillard's case, superstar player. And that's not a knock saying that Joel Embiid can't do it by himself. I just feel like his body will not allow him to do it by himself. It's the same thing to a lesser extent, like with Anthony Davis, like with LeBron being out. Anthony Davis could not do it by himself because his body will not allow him to do it by himself. So for that reason, I think it would be very hard for Joel Embiid to carry this entire team the distance like Giannis Antetokounmpo. So I don't know if he can do that.
Yeah. If it remains Joel and Ben, can they fix whatever? Or do we just have to accept
Jackie, we talked about this last offseason. Yeah. What do we both say? We both said the same thing. We're giving them one more year together with Doc Rivers. Yep. And after this, if it does not work, split it up. I'm sticking to that ground. We saw it. It didn't work. It was worse than before. Get rid of it. It's not working again. I don't see it. I don't see it.
I absolutely agree. But I just think, so do they need to bite the bullet and lower their asking price for Ben?
Yes. 100%. 100%.
Okay.
It's crazy. Like that. They won't. I know, and that's what's crazy. I don't know what they're trying to get, but that when I saw, oh God, Alexa, shut up. we saw the trade. Y'all heard Alexa? We saw the offer that he sent Toronto, and that was insane. He was asking for damn near the whole starting five, and that made no damn sense. So yeah, they have to humble themselves and realize that Ben Simmons his price point isn't as high as a lot of people might think. Shout out to Alexa.
It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Congratulations to Joel, though. I actually do think he deserves. His season was the opposite of Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons' season last year was the worst. Joel's season last season was like, okay, Joel, we see you. They definitely never got on the same page, which is unfortunate. So that's all I got for Need to Know News. Let's get into the post-up. Because this one, speaking of Ben Simmons, you see that transition? You see how that worked? This one to me, I can't wait to see what Chris thinks about this, because this one to me is very embarrassing because people are hyping him up. You'll hear it in the video. People are hyping Ben Simmons up for moving through 3 defenders. Let that sink in. I want us to watch this. I want to get Chris's immediate reaction right after we see this. Take a look.
Oh, come here!
That's the
Now I'm gonna play devil's advocate as a hooper. Yes, when your homie is working, and especially at his level, you're gonna be that kind of guy to overhype him. But as a fan watching this right now, I'm like, you've been doing that the entire time you've been playing basketball. I'm supposed to be excited about that. That's your bread and butter. Cool.
Now, you saw it differently than me. How I saw it was, okay, this wasn't real defense. This is how I would defend if I just got my nails.
Right, that too.
I want my nails to break, and I'd be like, okay, right. Don't touch me. Like that's this. Let's watch this again, and let me see if you can see the defense. Let's look at the defense.
There wasn't any.
No.
The screen was my favorite part.
Right.
He just took a stand. He looked like he was just like looking at something on the floor. It was in the way. He looked like he wasn't even part of the training. He looked like he was looking for, like, he dropped a penny. He's like, damn, no, I dropped it over here somewhere. Oh, Ben Simmons. All right, hey, good take. No, that was cool. Like, it looked like he was accidentally a part of the play. I don't know. Do you think that they're possibly trolling us at this point, knowing that all eyes are on Ben Simmons?
Ooh, you know what? Now that would make that video make sense.
Right?
Like, let's set this up so he can look like he's got it, even though in a game he never got it.
You took that up. You took that a whole other level. I just meant that they're like, yeah, they watching anything Ben Simmons put out, so let's overhype this play. But you took that the complete other way. Let's make Ben look like he's still good. Like,
right. Let's pretend that he can do this in a game. They do the same thing with it. Ben is always showing himself making outside shots. Never seen it in a game. You know, does this all the time. We don't care, Ben, what you do in the video. We care about what you do in the game. There was one person on Twitter that hyped this person up, and it was a person who posted this. He says, how many point guards got this in the bag, Ben Simmons? Details making live reads, playing off the screen, high crossover, a power dunk finish, just hoop. Like, I had to read it like I thought he was saying it. Like, that's my boy. He's out there hooping. The rest of Twitter was like, nah, bro, that's not what that was.
Look at the screen, my boy. Look, I'm telling you, he's looking for that coin, bro. He's looking for that coin. Like, man, I know I put it over here somewhere.
I know I heard it hit the ground. This next one, same issue here is that no NBA defense is going over the top of Ben Simmons pick and roll. That part, like, again, not what you. Let's go. I think I have one more. Maybe that was my last. No, this was my thing. What was difficult here? Literally. Okay,
so
Ben.
And the chat just confirmed it for me. I was just gonna say, I'm pretty sure that Chris Johnson is one of his trainers, if not his trainer. But the chat they said that is his trainer. So of course he's gonna overhype it. He's gonna overhype it by adding all kinds of stuff that we all did not see in that same play. And I don't care how in depth you are with basketball. There's nothing to overread in that play. It was just a bunch of dudes standing around Ben Simmons, dribbled around them like cones or chairs, and it made it look easy. I don't know. To me, that we overhyping it. I think that was a troll job. I'm not buying it.
It reminded me, Sanaya Lathan just did this whole interview about how she had to learn basically how to play basketball just for Love and Basketball movie. And they were showing like some clips, and they were kind of walking through like, this is a screen, and you go this way, like all in slow motion. That's what that looked like to me. Like,
that's exactly what that looked like. Hey, I hope homeboy found his coin though, man. He looked like he was looking real hard, bro. Found that quarter, man.
That was his favorite lucky coin too. All right. Let's go on to this next one, because this one, I did not feel like this was trolling. I felt like this was just basicness on Twitter. I did not. I didn't get the whole hoopla that everyone else did. But
come on.
Look at this tweet. Evan Fournier, he went on that. Now let's start at the bottom, because that's the one that he responded to on the top. So this person on Twitter says, fella named Kevin, he's in Brooklyn. He cut you up in Tokyo. Maybe he can do it again. And then Evan channels his best sarcasm and says he needs a barber too. I thought that was funny when you said you cut him up. He was just playing. And then Vucevic comes in and goes, "It's over, bro. Give it up." And then Evan comes back, huh?
I didn't even see Vucevic's response. Here we go. So this is new for me.
He said, "It's over, bro. Give it up." And then Evan comes back. He goes, "Now I need the best barber in NYC because I need help. LOL." This to me was the worst display of clapbackness.
No, you read it backwards. That's why you don't like it, because you read it backwards.
No, he started the bottom half happens first.
No, he started the first tweet was the one all he was saying, because he officially got his jersey, all that stuff. He was officially a Knick. So the first thing he tweeted out was saying he needs a new barber in New York because he needs help, because the joke is he's balding. So he was saying, someone in New York help me out. And then homeboy thought he was being funny by saying that KD tried to cut you up and thing. So then his comeback, he never clapped back. I don't think he clapped back Vucevic. But he was clapping.
Vucevic, okay, he still ended it with, "It's over, give it up, bro."
Yeah, I don't think he responded.
This is still pretty lame to me. The whole thing.
Which one? Vucevic is the whole entire thing? Nah, that is. Come on, man. What do you mean? Vucevic was it was whack. That's why I said I didn't even see that one. Nah, it was a good little meme. It was a nice little. That was a good one.
It's a good play.
Yeah. But yeah, no.
But people thought that it was too far for Evan to say that basically, oh, I need a barber. So this is the thing that the probably reason I didn't get this whole thing, because when I think of these two gentlemen, and when I think of Evan and Kevin, I think of balding. So it's like y'all both going bald. I don't understand. So then this person says the exact same thing. Aren't they both going bald? Don't they both just need to come home like Alex Caruso did? Just accept it. Oh, you don't like the Alex Caruso comparison? I heard it.
I do like Alex Caruso. I just love how he always has to get brought into all of these damn things, man. It's so funny. But I think he was talking about coming home to just going bald. The old joke was the fact that Kevin Durant never brushes his hair. We've talked about that here as well. So then him talking about he needs to be chopped up as well. I don't think he was talking about his game. He wasn't. It was a joke at the fact that Kevin Durant don't give a damn about how his damn head looks. And then and then that's when he came back like both in their ball. Yeah.
Complex got to that. That's gonna be the last one. So let me. Yeah, they got to that. They was like, so this one was like, this one would have been a lot funnier if Fournier wasn't balding himself and making fun of someone else. So everybody kind of had the same thing in their head that I had in mind. It says that was not a shot back. He was responding to Evan's original tweet about his hair. And then Complex was like, let me help, because y'all clearly don't get the joke.
I'm saying.
So they posted Kevin's whatever hell this is, and then Evan, and like, no, this it's a different kind of balding is what they were saying. Your face,
his hair it hurts, man. Like, oh man, I'm sorry, I can't look at his head too long, man. It's like, what's going on up there? But yes, thank you, Complex. I didn't even see their response to it either. I'm reading these responses. I'm like, what y'all talking about? Yes, they're both balding, but point is, Kevin Durant ain't never brushed his head.
But why doesn't he brush his hair?
Ask him. Everyone thought the one positive about him coming to Brooklyn would have been at least now he can finally get his hair situation figured out. No, he got worse. He don't even keep up his damn beard anymore. He just look out there looking like a crazy person. He's in New York. He's in Brooklyn. I don't like the team, but he's in one of the best spots to get himself chopped up. And I don't know. Yeah, Kevin Durant just don't give a damn. He's like, look, I'm one of the best players to ever play the game. I'll do what I want. So whatever. But yeah, Evan Fournier, I thought that was a nice little job.
I guess so. And we gonna get it. I didn't like the whole thing because I was like, I'm gonna need somebody. First of all, we talking about KD. KD will clap back at everything. I was waiting for him to chime in and say something. He did not. I was like, I don't like this. I need this to elevate to another level. I don't like this.
Oh my God. Like Vucevic said, or like the other Kevin said that was originally making the joke, I don't think Fournier can really talk about games because, well, Kevin Durant did just tear him up. And this is coming from a Knicks fan who's happy to see Evan Fournier. Kevin Durant did just tear him up. So I don't know. The best he could do is make fun of his hair. Not his
facts. Hair. Okay. That's fair. That's fair. All right. So let's go from the kiki, ha-ha, laugh, jokey to this next one, which is infuriating. Because this one, y'all know I got so much love for Naomi Osaka. A lot of us do have a tremendous amount of love for Naomi Osaka. And this child has been going through it. if you don't know, for some strange reason, her father is Haitian. Her father is over in Haiti right now because we know they had yet another. Haiti just cannot catch a break. So they had yet another earthquake. A lot of people are still missing. I think over 300 people have died. So now we go to Naomi's first opportunity to play since Tokyo. And so now she's going back out into the world and she's going back into the press. So let me introduce you to this guy right here. This is Paul Daugherty. Now, I want you to take a good look at Paul Daugherty because he's going to walk this back in one of the worst walkbacks that I've ever seen. But he was super aggressive in a question that he asked to her. Now of course, they're via Zoom. But his question, because in the clip I'm about to show you, you don't hear the question, so I had to go back and research it. And he goes, "You're not crazy about dealing with us, especially in this format, yet you have a lot of outside interests that are served by having a media platform." So he was super aggressive in her, basically calling her out for not wanting to talk to the media. And we instantly see why she doesn't want to talk to the media. Now, this man didn't take into consideration what she said before about her mental health. He didn't take into consideration what her family is dealing with because of what's going on with Haiti and knowing her dad is over in Haiti right now. And I'm sure that comes with a level of fear. He just was like, yeah, so you do all this stuff and you know you need us. So why even be like this? And watch her response. If this doesn't pull at your heartstrings or break your heart a little bit, something is wrong with you, to the point where even the reporter that asked the question after she responded was like, "I'm so sorry." So take a listen.
Something I needed to do for myself. And more than anything, like, I felt like I holed up in my house for a couple weeks and I was a little bit embarrassed to go out because I didn't know if people were looking at me in a different way than they usually did before. But I think the biggest eye-opener was going to the Olympics and having other athletes come up to me and say that they were really glad that I did what I did. So after all that, yeah, I'm proud of what I did, and I think that it was something that needed to be done. Yeah.
Hopefully it's okay if I ask a couple of tennis questions. The first one is just how the training has been and how your preparation has been for the summer hard court swing. And the second one is just related to your tweet over the weekend, related to what's going on in Haiti. And yeah, just what your reaction is to the news there. Thank you.
No, you're super good.
Okay, I think we're just going to take a quick break. We'll be back in one moment.
That for me was hard to watch because we know what she's gone through. We know what even if we don't know, we should be at least able to empathize with what she's going through right now. She says she's going to donate her winnings to Haiti. She's got family in Haiti. And instead of asking anything about that, this man just decided to berate her and basically call her out because, like, yo, you need us more than we need you, is kind of what he said. So then, people came at him and was like, yo, that was really irresponsible. So then I want to read what he responded to that. And then I'm going to get to these responses. But what he responded, and he said this to CNN. He said, in the Zoom format, there's no room for discussion or nuances. He said that he wasn't sure if Naomi Osaka understood the question or if it made her uncomfortable. Whatever. But he praised her response. He called it honest and thoughtful and unlike any answer I've ever gotten in my 34 years of covering sports in Cincinnati. So you've been doing this for 34 years. Naomi's only been on this planet for 23, and you still don't have the ability to empathize and understand what this woman is going through, even though you know. This is, to me, is just so tragic. And it wasn't just the reporter's lack of ability to empathize. It was like when I went on Twitter, I just expected this outpouring of love for Naomi, like, oh, this was terrible. And it just wasn't. This guy, Luke, he was about that life. Because if you find this on Twitter and you go to the thread, Luke he's responding to everybody.
He's fighting.
But he's the only one, bless his heart. He's probably still on there doing his thing. But he says mental health should come first. A human being starts breaking down into tears, and the response is, let's take a break and get right back to it. complete lack of empathy, a loss of priorities from the media. And then this person says maybe she shouldn't sign a contract that says she agrees to do media then. So it's this disconnect between understanding what a contract says and what actually is important to your mental well-being. Then I have another tweet. And here go Luke again.
It's the same dude responding. Oh my gosh.
Yep. He says, or maybe some contracts should be considered more important than a person's well-being and mental health, and a little bit of common sense can be employed to not put someone clearly struggling in these situations. Mental health is more important than someone's papers and an asinine question at this time. And then this person says, but if you want to play for $3 million in prize money, you know you have to do media work. But guess which tournament she signs up for? Nobody forces her to sign these contracts to join these tournaments either, by the way. She chooses to do so herself. It's difficult for me to understand how people don't understand. I don't understand, you know what I mean? We work in media. So for me, if I'm going to ask a question to Naomi, I probably would have got tears as well, but it would have been different tears. I probably would have asked, hey, this is your first time back. You're still going through a lot. What just happened in Haiti obviously is impacting your family. How are you feeling? That might have brought on tears as well because of what she's going through, but it wouldn't have been an aggressive, like, haha, you need us, and now you sitting here, just accept us. It's a different kind of question. Why do you think he went at her so aggressively?
I don't even want to talk about that dude. You know why he went at him, because he's trying to get the line. He's trying, especially the big part of everything he said is the fact that he's talked about he's done this for 32 years. That tells you all you need to know, because he is doing what he's going to do to get the headline, and he doesn't care if he's pointed as the bad guy of this headline. The point of the matter is his name's out there now, and he's the one that got Naomi to react the way she did. That's being talked about all over the place. He did his job. Again, the 32 years will tell you that's all he cares about. So screw him. I ain't gonna say his name, Paul. It's my fault. You win. But like, to me, and that's my beef with a lot of with media in this sense, the old school traditional media in this sense, because and I feel like I'm speaking on deaf ears, because I know you know what I'm talking about. But the headline and the reaction matter more than the person's well-being or the athlete's well-being, because they're just somebody like whatever the guy that was responding to your guy. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Yeah, but he all he cares about is the contracts, and he's saying like he signed this. She's getting her money. That's all that they care about. But the problem that I feel like everyone forgets about are these are people. You know what I mean? There's a reason why she took that break, because of her mental, because she's a person, and not everyone is built to deal with these kind of things. She is really good at her craft. That is what comes first, and then the rest of it came with that. She didn't want the rest of it. A lot of these athletes don't want the rest of it. If she has that choice, that decision to take a break from it, she can make that choice and decision to take a break from it. She was, if I'm not mistaken, she was getting fined for the beginning. Regardless, she didn't care about it. It was that important for her to take the time off that she didn't give a damn if she was given the commission money. Like, take the money. I need this for my mental health so I can be a better athlete. So you guys can talk more about me later on. So the fact that it's just more important to get the headline is something that I'm never going to get over. I'm not a fan of. And what you said, how you would reword your question, the best part, the question would have been great, but the best part, like you said, was how are you feeling? Like, that is a part I feel like is missing, because you are a human talking to another human, and you're still going to get your quote. But at the same time, you understand the reality of the situation. So it's just like, this dude, he didn't care, and a lot of people won't care, as Mr. Twitter responder so eloquently put, because she signed a contract. That's all it's about. She's getting paid all this money. So why should we care about how she feels? She's getting paid. Deal with it. I'm never a fan of that response when it comes to any athlete, women, men, basketball, tennis. I hate that. I think that's why, because then you instantly turn these people into zoo animals, and just because they're good at what they do, they're not allowed to have a thought or a feeling or take a break or take a step back like you would do if you were in a situation at your job where you work with like 10 people, but you need to take a step back, because that really grinds my gears. And I like you said, it was just really hard to watch that, because you just feel for her, because I don't know, like that, her coming back should not come back to her being in tears. It just, the whole moment really made me upset. Really made me upset.
Yeah, and then the fact that they were like, okay, let's take a break, and then got right back to it. I don't know who was doing that whole thing, but I've been like, okay, you know what? That's all the questions that we can take today. I'm not bringing you back out here when I don't know what Yahoo's going to say. Like, we're done. Appreciate you. She did what she was supposed to do. She did her media thing, and we are out. Like, this whole thing is just very, very odd to me and insensitive. But Naomi, over here at the Fumble, we got you. We praying for you, and that really hurt my heart to watch. So there's that. Yeah. But we're going to lighten things up, actually quite drastically, because I am going to put this in the things I don't understand column and don't really want to understand. I'm going to let you know what this caption is of this next video. This is from Kentucky's quarterback, Will Levi, and he says, "I don't fear brown spots on bananas. They fear me." That's the only setup I'm going to give you. Take it away, Leo. Show the video.
What the, come on, son. Yeah, oh yeah, swallow it then. Tough guy. Oh.
I gotta say, when I downloaded this, I didn't watch the end of the video, so I didn't see that he ate the hard butt of the banana too.
Yeah,
I did not see that. Chris, words.
I just wish you didn't show me that today. I was having a good start to my day. That was the worst thing I've ever seen. This man ate the entire banana. Like, good for him, no trash. But that's disgusting. He ate the stem part. And then he ate the butt. The two, like, that even his face, I don't care how tough he's trying to look. He even looked like he was grimacing a little bit throughout the entire. That's disgusting, man. That's disgusting. That's not what I thought you were setting up at all.
Yeah. I've got absolutely nothing else on that one. You're welcome, I guess. Kentucky, you guys got problems that I will never. Well, it is Kentucky. I think that probably set up everything. But I don't know if there's any ladies in the chat. Sometimes there's one. I haven't seen Angelique all day today. But ladies, y'all know how we feel about Travis Kelce. We think that he is super attractive. We give so many passes to his girlfriend for going back to him just because he's attractive. I just had to let that pause. But let me tell you, the attractiveness of Travis Kelce is a bold-faced lie. This man shaved his beard, and this is what we got. It's a lie from the devil. This man, this is inappropriate, and now I think no, there's nothing about this that works for me. I clearly know that a beard covers a multitude of sins. This is not it. This is not it. Ladies was not happy about this. This hurts my heart. This ain't right. If he didn't look like this when he left her the first time, I'd have been like, baby girl, stay gone. He ain't even buying you name brand bags. Why are you with him? Stay gone. Ladies was really mad about this. Let me show you some of these tweets. This girl is like, I'm not even looking at that over there. I'm looking towards the future. Wait till it starts growing back. She's like, no, ma'am. We just take that picture off the screen. This is what we got. This is what we looking for. And this lady was like, oh, you shaved? And then got the most funny looking man going, yes. And she's like, not it. So this next one, though, the fellas got mad. The ladies was in there like, oh, no. They all started posting either pictures of Travis with his beard or talking about it'll grow back. The men had a very visceral reaction to that because I saw a lot of tweets like this that said, so what's worse, makeup, lashes, and wigs, or beard and caps? beards being shaved off is definitely worse. I'm gonna tell you that right now, because makeup does not change the whole structure of your face. That looks like an entirely different individual. If I saw that person in public, I would not think that was Travis Kelce. I would not.
Yeah, I mean, if you add about another 100, maybe 150 pounds, he looked exactly like Andy Reid. Give him the glasses, and he looked like his coach. Like, I don't know if he's trying to look like his coach. That is, I thought that was Andy Reid's son. When I saw this picture initially, yeah, man, get the beard back. I'm always team beard gang, and Travis, my man got no upper lip. Like, he needs the beard.
None.
Like,
and I did not know this because, you know, my grandma told me way back in the day, never trust anybody with no lips. And with the beard, I didn't know that Travis Kelce fell into that group of people.
Yeah.
Now I know.
Yeah.
Now I don't trust Travis. It's all bad for me. It's all bad.
Sorry, bud. Yeah, get the beard back, man. Team beards, bro. Did we find out what it was? Was it a bet? What was the reason? Did I miss that?
I have no idea, and I don't care. If it's a bet, don't pay up. Don't pay up. It's not worth it. Just be like, yeah, I read it. Anthony Edwards out here still ain't paid that man all that money he owes him from gaming. So if he can skip out on a bet, you can skip out on shaving this beard, sir. Do not do it.
Right.
Not worth it.
Right.
Oh my goodness. All right, let's go on to this next one. Because Chris, you mentioned this yesterday really briefly when we were talking about that lady that started that whole melee. You said, "Oh, I can't believe she threw a $15 soda." And I was like, it probably wasn't $15. I was wrong. Because fans are really upset about the amount of money they had to pay for food at SoFi. So Arash posted this. He said there was a lot made of $15 pepperoni pizzas at SoFi Stadium, but it was a bigger issue than that. The prices and appearance of many of the food options at the stadium left many fans upset. Here's a look at the hot dog, marinara pizza, cheeseburger sub, and veggie burger sub. This looks like 7-Eleven
cheeseburger
food.
What? A cheeseburger sub? Is that what that thing at the bottom? No, don't put me up. What is that thing at the bottom? Those look disgusting. That's supposed to be a cheeseburger sub.
Cheeseburger sub. And it was very, very expensive. And people were just upset about this. And this one user was like, okay, that's cool and everything, but mine didn't even look like that. This is what mine looked like. No. Oh no. That's a lot. And then this user, this next one, I'm on both sides of this. It says, seriously, does the stadium allow fans to bring their own food? Some families can't afford food and drink, and their tickets aren't cheap. I know in Oakland you can bring food and unopened water and soda. So this is SoFi though, you know, and they got to pay this. They got to get that money back. That's all that.
100%.
There's no way they're going to allow that. The reason why I'm on both sides of the fence is because I know they're never going to allow it. But on the other side, and I don't know because I have looked into tickets because I am going to the Saints game, and the tickets were sitting up high, and those were very expensive. At least in Jerry's world, they used to be 10 back in the day, but now I think they're $30 or $40 seats. So you can get in for like $40, so you don't have to break the bank to get in there. But families do save up to have these special days for their kids. And then what you going to tell your kids? We just getting in. Y'all can't eat while we there. This is a lot. And if you do eat, it doesn't look very appetizing. It doesn't look tasty.
Well, I don't know how I know how the Chargers get down before those games, but I don't know how Rams fans are, but y'all better get used to some tailgating because y'all need to do all your eating before you get in the stadium because that is ridiculous. We're talking about Travis Kelce not having a lip. Can we get that first picture up real quick, Leo? Because that burger at the bottom right, burger sub or whatever it's supposed to be, the other one with the four of them. Yeah, Travis Kelce ain't got no upper lip. That burger on the bottom right got no bottom lip. What is that? There is half a bun on that. That I don't know, man. I just need to know, did it at least taste good? Because if the appearance is not there, but it at least tastes good, okay. But man, that is crazy. Those look atrocious, man. I don't know.
That burger sub also looked dried out to me. So I don't think it was tasty either. And I'm with you. It used to be way back in the day when I was a kid in Denver, you could not only tailgate, but your family and friends who couldn't afford a ticket, they could stay out there the whole game, and then you could run
the
out there
entire
and
time.
food and then go back in. You know, you could go in and out. I know they don't allow that in and out anymore, but those was the good old days, y'all. Let me just let you know.
A lot of places were that way, where you can, once you got in, you could go back out and come back in. Now once you're in, you stuck. Like, so that especially SoFi need to look back into that. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, for real. But let's go into this one, because this is probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen. And this isn't the first time I've seen something like this, but this fighter, he gets knocked out. He comes to, and the last thing he clearly remembers is that he was in a fight. And so he continues fighting until the ref has to let him know, no, bro, this fight is over for you. Take a look.
Обескураживающий начался бой для Рената Летифова, и не менее обескураживающе закончился. 10.
Oh God, no, ref!
Не может в себя прийти Ренат. Но здесь не просто приходится, но и секундантом Рената Летифова сейчас хорошо бы успокоить своего бойца. Да. В состоянии гроги Ренат Летифов прибывает.
So you got knocked out. The ref had to choke you out.
That ref is goated. That man handled his business, because you know how a lot of sports, these referees, you know, they're older, they're bigger, you know, they just out there to blow the whistle and make hand gestures. He was about that life. Like, as soon as he woke up and ran up on him. Shout out to that referee. But he got knocked out so bad that he woke up right. Yeah.
No. Like, just, that's I'm still crazy. Fighting. I'm still in it.
Again, start going back fighting the ref like that. That is crazy. That is crazy. Yo, shout out.
I don't know who Chris, you snore for me. The snore you just did.
You woke up from the sleep like, I was fighting. That is crazy. I didn't see that one.
No, yeah, definitely shouts out to that ref. That was fantastic.
Wow.
This next little baby, though, we do babies a lot on here, and this next little baby I love because she clearly has been watching Simone Biles and she's ready to be a gymnast, but I need y'all to look at her face and how serious she is about holding this position on this bar. Take a look.
Oh my.
She never broke character. She's like,
right at the camera too. Now y'all see me? I'm about this.
Get your upper body strength together. I got mine.
Right. What were you doing when you was 4 months old, huh? What was you doing?
Right. I'm doing this. All right, you guys, that's all I got for the post up. Let's get into what we not gonna do. I don't have an over-the-top opinion about this because it's the Raiders. That's literally my whole opinion about this. There's nothing the Raiders can do that would surprise me. But I will say this. Typically, when a franchise moves to a new city, it's all about developing that new local fan base. Yes, your fans will travel, but you really want to develop that local fan base. So then that's when they do stuff like go to schools, meet the kids. They have meet and greets, free meet and greets with fans to come out and just kind of meet the players and coaches. That happens all the time, and it's strategic. It's a PR marketing campaign to get people interested in buying the tickets, because usually it's the locals who are the season ticket players, right? So players are also instilled with this whole mindset of, hey, you represent this franchise. All eyes are on you when you go out in public, so don't do nothing stupid. Usually that's some sort of conversation like that happens. But we remember that, I think it was last season, we talked about Henry Ruggs, and he was called out for not tipping. We had this whole thing on this show, whether to tip or not to tip, and does that matter? That created a whole debate for us. But the fact of the matter is Las Vegas, the entire city, is a service industry city. That means that everyone, literally everyone there, is giving a service that they want to be compensated for, not only monetarily, but they expect you to tip, which is why it's such a big deal that you leave an adequate tip. Definitely leave something. Don't under tip. Damn sure don't not tip anything at all. But apparently that's a thing. Apparently, and I thought it was just the players, because, you know, players sometimes they feel a little bit entitled or whatever. But if you believe this Vegas blogger, it's not just the players. And this person clearly has receipts on everybody and is ready to spill the tea. So Vital Vegas posted this and says, reminder, bad behavior by Raiders players, coaches, and family members won't be tolerated in Las Vegas. Multiple reports of rudeness and poor or zero tipping. We will name names and flog asses if this horse shittery, I love this word, continues. You play sports, you're not royalty. So I love this. I love that this person is taking the time to call them out and say, you know what, look, this is a service industry town. We realize y'all are new here, but around here we do things properly. And it seems as though they've already kind of gone to the team and said, hey, we're hearing multiple reports. What can we do? Do we need to come in and teach your players and coaches and their family members how to act and behave in public, not to be rude, that they do represent this franchise? And this is a small city. Everybody here know each other because we all work in the same industry. So I'm feeling from this tweet that they did say something like that to the Raiders, because he also says their excuse for that bad behavior is that they and the team are contributing millions to Vegas. So these folks think they're entitled. That's not going to fly. We've got Twitter and stiff crews. They will be shamed hard. So here, I'm like I said, I don't really have a dog in this race. They're Raiders. I know a lot of Raider fans personally. I know 2 that I would take in public. The rest, I would not. And then so, because that's just how that fan base is. So I'm not surprised that that's how those players are. And this is not the first time we've heard, even when they were in Oakland, this isn't the first time that shade has kind of followed Raiders players. This is that franchise. So the only thing that I'm thinking is, okay, Vegas, did y'all not watch game tape on who the Raiders are? They don't give a damn about anything. That's just who they are as a team, number one. And number two, maybe the Raiders should take this opportunity. They're in a new city to turn over a new leaf and not be this grimy, guttery franchise that we all know them to be. But if they did that, would they be the Raiders? What I'm not going to do is I care, you know what I mean? Because if they're all of a sudden, what would it look like if we had these prim and proper Raiders?
Yeah.
They're the team in the league that we all love to hate for some reason. This can be a reason for people to hate them in Vegas. I do still think it's not very smart for them to alienate the local fan base. But this is the Raiders. I don't really have an opinion about this. Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, I was gonna say, as far as the players are concerned, that's very anti-Raider like. And let's be real, like you said, how far do they go in actually enforcing this? That part we don't know yet, because we've seen these kind of mandates and similar stuff like this in the past. But it just feels very not Raiders. If anything, they might as well go with the name change if they're gonna go forward with that, because it doesn't make any sense. Especially to being in Vegas too. So I don't know. To me it's all crazy. But like you said, like I have no horses in this race as well. So I want to sit back and see if they do actually go forward with it. I don't believe so. Maybe up until about maybe like week 5, week 6, maybe they'll be good. But then when it starts being real and Derek Carr's still frustrating people and they not getting their catches, and then other teams they playing their defense a little tough, we'll see how it goes. I don't know. Well, I'm not buying it entirely. Let's see how strict they actually are. It just for Vegas, I just don't know. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for this Vital Vegas to release some sort of receipts on how bad the whole franchise is, especially Gruden. I'm not a Gruden fan at all, so I can't wait to see receipts that oh God, I'm not a fan. I am not a fan. Not a fan. But I can't wait to see receipts when him doing something stupid, and then maybe like the Denver Broncos come into town and they're these fabulous tippers and they're meeting with the fan base and they're all nice, and then the Raiders are like, we don't care nothing about y'all, and then they walk out and like don't tip or something like that. Can't wait till that day happens. But then, like I said, that's very Raider-like. So I mean, I'm not mad either way.
It's just weird. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm not buying it.
Yep. Yeah, I'm not buying it either. But that's all we got for today's show. You guys, thank you so much for riding with us. Chris, once again, it's always good to see you back here on the show. Are we going to bribe you for another day? Can we get you for another day? One more day.
I guess. Yeah, I'll be here tomorrow. I'll be here for another day.
I'm gonna put that button on I got my little roadcaster right here. I'm just gonna press the button.
Yes.
Do that. But you guys, don't forget to make sure you follow, subscribe, send this to your friends, become a part of our Fumble Fam gang. Follow me on at J Ray the Fanatic. Follow Chris at CK2K. We will see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Enjoy your Taco Tuesday. See you tomorrow.